All right, good morning, folks. 7:04 here at Channel 2 News today. We're tracking Tropical Storm Cindy. I'm Owen Conflenti.
And I'm Rachel McNeil. Since 4 this morning, our crews have been following the storm and its impact from the Louisiana border to the Houston area. We begin with meteorologist Brenna Merwin, who has been monitoring the storm's path inland and the wind and rain it's packing.
Yes, and we just recently got the fresh update from the National Hurricane Center. Still a tropical storm, just barely. Winds are sustained at 40 miles per hour, gusting up to 50. It's moving north at 12 miles per hour, so paralleling that border of Louisiana and Texas. It's still going to throw those outer rain bands into southeast Texas today. Quickly picking up steam, though, as it moves off to the north and east. By Saturday morning, it's pushing into Tennessee and also into Kentucky. So we'll see some improvements as we get into this evening and during the day tomorrow. Still have rain in the forecast, but tropical stuff will be out of here. Now, for the majority of us, it's just going to be an inconvenient day with on and off showers and storms. The heavy stuff is pushing into Louisiana still, but keep in mind all this is rotating counterclockwise, so we will see those outer rain bands continuing to push throughout the day. We have overcast skies from our tower camera. This is 59 in Beechnut, looking towards downtown. Look at the Southwest Freeway. Temperatures this afternoon staying in the mid-80s, so that's the benefit of having scattered showers and storms in the forecast. Once we get closer to tonight, I'll drop our rain chances down to about 20-30%. So this is what we're expecting at the coast today. We still have a few high tides to work through in a few locations. Tides are running about 1 to 1.5 feet above average, so we could see some minor coastal issues, most likely the frequent offender spots. So if you live at the coast, you know where they are. Just keep an eye out. Winds could be gusting up to 25-30 miles per hour. An additional 1 to 2 inches of rain, maybe isolated spots up to 3. As we take you east of Interstate 45 for our east counties, again, an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain, isolated 3 inches possible. As we go throughout the day, if we see a stronger thunderstorm, that can always cause an isolated downpour. Winds here will be 15 to 25 miles per hour, possibly gusting up to 35, a little bit weaker to the west of Interstate 45. And here we're expecting 1 to 2 inches of rain, but the farther you move out to the west, the lower the possible rain chances. Here's a look at our Futurecast model. Cindy's going to turn into an area of low pressure. As we said, it's moving off to the north and east. It's going to get caught up in a front that's dropping down from the north. It slowly sags into southeast Texas, and that keeps scattered rain chances in our forecast for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So here's a look at the whole 10-day. Mid-80s for today. This weekend, we will stay in the mid-80s with our rain chances at about 50 to 40%. Next week, we lower the rain chances. That means we're going to crank up the heat. So low 90s coming back for the beginning of next week.
All right, thank you very much, Britta. As far as traffic goes early on this Thursday, we've got decent conditions. Overall, everybody behaving nicely. We do have a couple of accidents, though, so let's get straight to them. One is on the Northwest Freeway. This is near Tidwell, inbound lanes on 290. And if the construction isn't bad enough, when you factor in an accident on top of it, it creates quite the backup. And you see it there. It is backing up past the Beltway, so it's going to take you a long time to get into town. You may want to jump down the Beltway and pick up the Katy Freeway to get around it. That may be a good way to go. Or Hempstead Highway, that may be another way to get around it. Elsewhere on Main Street, this is South Main working townbound. We've got a delay because of an accident there. This is right at the 610 loop. Again, it's on the inbound side of things. So let's take a look at what's going on here. You can see that this accident, well, we just skipped past it, but on the Gulf Freeway, things are looking okay at the causeway, a little damp on the roadways, but overall traffic flowing nicely. There we go. We're back at the South Loop accident. This is coming into town, a couple of center lanes blocked, and this is the backup on South Main. Traffic stacked up behind it as cars try to get around. Quick look at what's going on as far as drive times. We've got in the green or in the yellow pretty much everywhere you go. 35 minutes in from Cypress. That's one of the worst commutes. 17 minutes in from Pearland. Clear Lake, 26 minutes. And if you're driving in from Kingwood, you've got a 22-minute commute to downtown. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. We also have a reminder for parents this morning. Port Arthur ISD will be closed today and will reopen tomorrow. Crenshaw School will not have classes this week. Classes on Galveston Island will continue as planned. Well, let's head now to Galveston, where strong winds and choppy waters started picking up yesterday.
Yeah, Channel 2's Haley Hernandez joining us live to show us how things are looking at this 7 o'clock hour. Good morning again.
Good morning, Rachel and Owen. So yeah, if you were joining us on television, you saw those rough winds and choppy waves. And now I've got Laura, one of the surfers who we saw out there. So tell me, what were the conditions like for surfing?
For surfing, it was great, especially Galveston in the summertime. It's hard to find waves like this. So it was really, really good day. if you're out there swimming, I'd be a little careful. The undertow is a little bit strong, so families, if you come down here, be a little cautious. But for surfing, it was a great morning.
Right, that's what I was saying too. I was like, I'm sure emergency officials would not want people out there. Did you feel there was a big pull?
You know, when you first get in, there's some undertow. If you're up on the board, you don't feel it, but if you're out there surfing, absolutely. So it's definitely not a good day to swim. And Mom, if you're watching, I actually went to work and I'm not out here surfing this morning. So
yeah, guys, I got to tell you that Laura is actually a mom herself, and she said that she has not been surfing in quite a while. So this is your first time back.
It is. So it's been about 5 years or so, and I'm glad other people showed up. And when they came out there, I said, hey, watch for me, make sure I don't drown. But it was good. It was nice to get back out there.
You guys had each other's back.
Yeah, we did.
All right. Thanks, Laura. I appreciate it. It was great to talk to you. So you saw that she admits herself that maybe it wasn't the best swimming conditions, but we do have 5 surfers out there. A couple of them told me that they were out here yesterday and the conditions were not as great for surfing. But again, probably not wise to come out here and go swimming. There's definitely not a lifeguard. They've pulled all of the lifeguard stands up. That also goes to show you just how much the water has come up. The water is up probably 30 yards from where it was when my photographer was out here on Tuesday. He told me that. And that's interesting because they just pumped a lot of sand back up onto the beach a little over a month ago. That was a $19.5 million project, by the way. Of course, when they do those projects, they did one after Hurricane Ike. They did one again this summer. They do anticipate erosion. But once again, this is a reminder that maybe they didn't anticipate it happening this soon. Not a lot of people anticipated a storm this soon in the hurricane season. I'm reporting live in Galveston. Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
We do have a long way to go, Haley. That is true. Definitely not a leisurely morning on the beach. Surfers are roughing it, though. Channel 2's Ryan Korsgaard, he's been on the road for us, tracking the storm along the Gulf Coast. We'll get his reports a little later today on our midday news.
Our weather coverage also continues online on the homepage of click2houston.com. You can find links to track Cindy in real time and a guide on how you can protect yourself before and during a storm. We want to see your photos and videos of the weather in your area. You can send them to us through our Click to Pins app. You can download it for free by searching KPRC in our app store. You might see your photos or videos on air. Well, our coverage of the storm continues along the coast in Kemah.
Yeah, our Anusha Rasta is live there for us this morning, watching the conditions. Anusha, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. When we arrived here earlier this morning, it was raining in Kemah, but the rain was light. It was steady. Thankfully, even that has stopped, and the wind is also calm. Now, we haven't seen a lot of activity out here at the Kemah boardwalk or on the docks where you see these boats are all tied up. It's been a very quiet morning in both Kemah and in Seabrook. Now, there's no visible storm damage to the boats or the docks, so that's good news. Also, no street flooding or high water in the area. So a lot of good news to report out here in this area. Reporting live in Kemah this morning, Anusha Rasta, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Anusha, we do appreciate it. And, you can find more updates on this storm here at click2houston.com and through our mobile app as well.
Yeah, we'll have more coverage here on air throughout the morning. We'll see you in our next newscast at 11 a.m.